into the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
We saw it a little bit last week, and now this week, Q-tags everywhere. And it's the first week that we have some teams on bye, another London game. So you would think when it's a 10-game slate, it would be a lot simpler to pick lineups and not worry too much about chalk, knowing that we got to differentiate in certain areas. But with the players that might sit, makes it almost feel like it's a 6-game slate, because some teams I refuse to roster this week. And one thing's for sure, it is backup running back SZN, as you can see on my player image. But I'll get into that in a moment. This is a 411 podcast. I am Otto Williams, and in reverse psychology, don't like, don't subscribe, please don't comment below, and also do not click that bell icon to find out when I'm making another video. Now that I got that out the way, I'm going to say who I'm picking at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense in my core main lineup. And I'm going to start off with Justin Herbert as my quarterback from the San Diego Superchargers, going against the Baltimore Ravens. And he's only rostered at 5.50% in this game, with a 50-point implied total. Based on last week's game versus the Browns, we see that he can give us a ceiling of over 45 fantasy points. The Chargers are ranked 7th in expected points added per pass attempt and 6th highest pass rate even when in a lead, because Justin Herbert throw early and often to guys like Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Jared Cook, Donald Parham. This guy is certainly in a great spot, knowing that he already exceeded 300 yards 3 times out of the past 5 weeks with 13 touchdowns. Last week, he just missed 400 yards by 2 and got a rushing touchdown. All right, now I already mentioned that it is backup running back SZN this week, due to so many players got Q tags or already out for tomorrow's game, and everyone playing DFS is looking like a kid in a candy store trying to figure out who's going to be that next man up and not be too chalky. Well, I'm going to be picking Javonte Williams from the Denver Broncos, going against the Las Vegas Raiders. And here's my reasons. The past 2 weeks, Melvin Gordon, he's been dealing with rib, leg issues, and now got a hip injury. And since Thursday, Gordon's been limited in practice and appears to be possible game time decision going against the Las Vegas Raiders. Even if Melvin Gordon plays, I might still play Javonte Williams, knowing that they're going to get split touches on the field. Javonte is just more healthier of the two and recently proved that he's more dominant running back in Denver. After that explosive 49-yard run that he did against the Steelers last week, the Broncos coaching staff may consider gradually increasing his touches. So I'm jumping on him early this week, knowing that he's only rostered at 1.40%, and the Las Vegas Raiders are allowing 133.3 rushing yards per game this season. Okay, at wide receiver, I'm stacking Keenan Allen with Justin Herbert, knowing that he's getting most of the targets out of all the Chargers pass catchers. The only issue is that he only got 1 touchdown for the season. But looking at how he's rostered at 15.30%, and it's giving me a confirmation on my gut feeling that he might go out there with a potential chance of getting 2 touchdowns tomorrow. And in the slot, he's going to be facing Marlon Humphreys and Tavon Young. Tavon Young is allowing 83% catch rate and 0.36 fantasy points per route. He is third allowing the most yards after catch, and the Ravens are ranked 20th pass defense DVOA. And the other reason why Keenan Allen's rostered percentage is going up, Mike Williams is now questionable with a knee. Reports are saying that Mike Williams might be a game-time decision. He hasn't practiced Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, so keep an eye out for those tweets. Now at my tight end position, I'm bringing it back in that Chargers-Ravens game with Mark Andrews. It's okay he's chalky, I guess. He's rostered at 17.90%, which is understandable looking at the pricing, knowing how sites didn't expect him to catch 11 out of 13 targets last week in that Monday night football game against the Colts. He got 147 yards with 2 touchdowns. And the past 4 weeks, he caught at least 5 of his targets. And I can see Lamar Jackson relying on Mark Andrews a lot, knowing that the Chargers are allowing the 3rd most receiving yards to the tight end position. Now at defense, I'm stacking the Denver Broncos with Javonte Williams against the Las Vegas Raiders. Mike Shanahan is being inducted into the Ring of Fame for the Broncos home game, and the narrative adds a little bit more to this AFC West long-going rivalry. But with the Raiders making tons of penalties, lack of pass protection facing Von Miller, it's going to feel like a long day in a Mile High Stadium. And to address the elephant in the room, John Gruden, resignation due to that racist, gay-bashing emails last week's game against the Bears prove they are certainly being distracted. And if you add up the amount of rushing yards that the running backs got the past 2 games, the amount totals 101 rushing yards for the Las Vegas Raiders. So you tell me, are they distracted? Are they just playing bad football? Or is it both? So I'm going to end it like this. The Broncos defense is going to come out there, old school style, orange crush attitude, and handle business. So that's what I got for you guys for the 411 core plays picks for week 6 for the NFL DFS SZN on Draftkings, Fanduel, Yahoo, Super Draft, wherever you plan. Go out there, make some money. Until next time, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the 411 Podcast. Now get ready to make that money. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the 411 DFS.